I'm Chang-rae Lee. I live in Princeton, New Jersey, and I'm through Iowa City here at Prairie Lights to talk about my book, The Surrendered. Well, a lot of questions come up. I mean, obviously, one of the common ones is how I became a writer, and of course, that's a big question and a long answer, but I guess the easiest way to say it is that I was always a reader, and I think that's how a lot of writers start out. A passionate reader and someone who'd always had a book in his hands, and then at some point, of course, you think it'd be nice to give this feeling that I'm having as a reader to another reader. And you have some ideas, and then the moment that you start writing, and then I think it tells you whether you get that little spark or not. I don't have any quiet places. No, my life is not very quiet. You mean for work?
Yeah.
No, I mean I have my office in my house, but my house is not super large, and so I hear everybody. I would say I like to go for walks, and that's about. But I'm not working. I'm thinking. I'm mulling things over. I'm ruminating, masticating sometimes. but but I would say no. I mean, my life isn't noisy, but it isn't silent, and there isn't really a silent place. Maybe it's just family life, and that's okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I like to cook. I like to drink wine, good wine. I hate drinking bad wine. And then I also like, I have my little activities. I like to play golf, actually. Golf's a really silly game, but it's a very difficult game. And in its difficulty, I have focus, and pure focus on only golf, which is great, and that's what's great about it. The game itself is incredibly frustrating, but my wife always says she thinks it's my meditation time. It's sort of like a walk. That's a good question. I was actually accused of using the word tuck too much by a friend. maybe I, maybe I do. But probably the word, one of probably they're in the category of those vague words like something, or probably that's in the category of those words. That's probably up there. Yeah. At this point, it's hard to say that at this point. I mean, I read so widely, and I'm also reading very new stuff because I'm sent a lot of things, and I like a lot of things, and I find myself, momentarily enamored of some very new, say a first novel or this or that, and I think it's great, and so it's hard to say that. I would say that my tastes have widened as I've gotten older. Well, I always sort of dreamed that I could maybe write some poetry. I used to write poetry as a school kid, but I'm much too cowardly to write poetry now because, like bad wine, I think bad poetry is a tragedy. So I'm afraid I would never want to produce bad poetry. I guess I'm willing to take the risk of writing bad fiction, but poetry seems too important. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a religious person, but I would absolutely say there's a spiritual practice in it. Uh, and it's not spiritual practice for the sake of betterment or comfort. Um, I think it's practice for the sake of getting one out of oneself. You know, maybe connecting in a way that you can't connect otherwise in normal daily life. I think a writer is someone who is willingly alone and and bears all the consequences of that solitude and is willing to.